Whom do we have here? Whom do we have here? Crazy times going on. I'm not just saying this like that. It's actually really crazy. It is really crazy. It's really crazy. Who's joining, guys? Who's joining? Who's joining now? Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay, whoever joins now, just say hi. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. EST. It's a great day. Do you know why it's a great day? Because crazy things are happening. We got a guy. Hey, how you doing, mate? How you doing, mate? Back to you. I'm good. What's your name? Munzin Quink. I'm doing great, Munzin. I hope you have a great day. Okay, so damn hi. Well, hi, back to you. Yeah, guys, it's crazy, eh? Yesterday, another Saturday night, but it wasn't really another Saturday night for me because I had to see some really crazy news. A guy I never heard about. His name is Balaji. Okay, his name is Balaji. That's the guy I'm talking about. So supposedly that guy was a Coinbase chief technology officer. Okay, so he was the big CTO of Coinbase. I'm sure 100% a very pro crypto guy. And that guy was getting into an argument on Twitter that the US economy is going into hyperinflation. We don't have to be too technical about this part, but just to summarize it, that means he really thinks that the economy of the United States is really going down. He is extremely pessimistic about the United States economy, and he's extremely optimistic about Bitcoin crypto economy, right? So just to prove his point, he made a bet, an open bet of $1 million, that in 90 days, from March 17th, that means in June 17th, okay, Bitcoin will cross the $1 million. By the way, Bitcoin right now is 27K. At that point, when he made that bet, it was also 27K. So it's a crazy bet. That means Bitcoin will be 40 times X what it was. He made that bet. Another, of course, old ass dude, with all respect to old people, but the people who just don't understand what's going on, they still have so much belief in the system. A democratic politician, socialist, blah, blah, blah. Just a guy who thinks Bitcoin is a scam. He still believes in the US economy, he still believes in the banks. So that guy represents the people who do not believe in the banks. He kind of represents me. I don't even know that guy anyhow. And the other guy who made a bet against him, that old ass dude, James Midlock, he said, like, no, sir, that's not going to happen. Okay. I don't know if all of you know about these news, this crazy news, but if you don't know, I'm just going to summarize it. Again, a guy made a bet. That guy, $1 million, 90 days. Bitcoin will be worth 1 million US dollars. But for this to happen, the United States economy needs to go into hyperinflation. Right now, we are in inflation. Hyperinflation is worse where we at. Where we at is actually bad. Worse than bad is the worst. Okay, let's just get things straight. And he even doubled that bet and made it $2 million for another person who would take. Okay, What do I think of what's going on? Okay, 40 times in 90 days. Well, do you guys remember that I said I have a secret to show on May something gonna happen. It's so funny because my secret is about something that's gonna happen in June. I'm not gonna reveal the secret now, but that was mind blowing for me that yesterday that guy, and he says 90 days from now, which is 3 months from now, which is June, something actually gonna happen. I don't want to talk about it now. I want to have enough audience. I don't have that guy's luxury of hundreds of thousands of followers. I have nobody is following me. Like I have like 100 people following me, right? So yeah, something gonna freaking happen. Something gonna freaking happen. I'm gonna talk about it not now, definitely. So yeah, $2 million, $1 million bet, blah blah blah. It's insane. Okay. IR the animal. Yeah, that guy is my friend, guys. Shout out to IR the animal. He's an extremely loyal follower. And yeah, one day you're gonna be like, well, I was with you, Master, when you were 100 followers, and now you're 100K. $1 million is extreme. Usually, when you have absolute extreme outliers, you can ignore the number. Did he say he put the $2 million in BTC? Big deal. He moved $2 million in USDC. Blah 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 blah. I totally agree with you. And I want to add one thing to that. That guy Balaji also, like, yeah, 100%, whatever. $2 million, big deal. I agree. And you say, well, he didn't really put it in BTC. He still kept it in USDC, which is kind of US dollar. I also want to add to this from another point of view. That guy is worth. Let's just think of a little conspiracy theory. Let's just like massage this theory. That guy is worth $100 million. I just googled that guy, and if I type here net worth, that guy is over 100. That's a lot of money. Okay, when you bet 1%, like if I have $100,000 in the bank and I give you a bet of $1,000, that's not gonna affect me as much. So $1 million for that guy doesn't. It's not that bad. Let's think of it in another way. Let's say that guy already owns 10 bitcoins, which is not that much. It's $260,000. You already have $150 million. Let's just say, even go a little further. He already owns right now $1 million of Bitcoin. If he does all that crazy stuff and Bitcoin doesn't even reach $1 million, Bitcoin reach 200K in 90 days, which is 10 times more. That means his $1 million of Bitcoin became $10 million. He can afford to lose the $1 million bet. So, number one, he's going to be doing that stuff just to try to push Bitcoin to go up. Any increase in Bitcoin, and we know that guy, of course, has some crypto, has some Bitcoin, crypto, or any other stuff. That means his money will increase. You know what I'm saying? That means his money will increase. So, what's the other thing too? His reputation, his followers. I never heard about that guy. Now that guy, everybody talks about him. And you know what? I actually have numbers to prove that that guy played another social media, scheme of gaining followers by just being a little crazy. Okay. So that guy on Social Blade, before March 17, he was making around 500, 500, 300, 500, 1,000, 1,700, 200, 500, an average of 500 followers a day. On March 18th, one day, he got 44,000 followers. That's insane, don't you think? That's a little insane. So that guy is just doing that. I'm assuming he's doing it. Number one, if Bitcoin goes up by any percentage, it definitely don't need to go $1 million. He's making a lot of money, more than the $1 million bet. And in any case, that guy is getting more followers, he's getting more exposure. He will definitely monetize that exposure in a way or another. He just made 60,000 followers in 2 days. He hasn't made that in how many days? He's making 500. That means they haven't done that in 6 months. He made it in 2 days. How many followers he made in 6 months? And he, of course, is going to get more followers. Okay. So, no, I don't think Bitcoin is going to $1 million. It's insanely absurd, but it had to be absurd so that smart guy will get. He is a socially smart guy. Okay, let's just say he's not an economic genius. I don't have to read about all these things. We already know about that. We already know that this year was the worst year in the economy ever, and just bad news is gonna keep happening. But it's not that bad that $1 million gonna happen. Definitely, we see that the problem with the banks in the USA, but globally, the problem is just turning on early waves shows moves up. That's true. There are indications of psychology when things are not bad because that's horrible. That's horrible. I did read that. I just said that. I thought it was only $300 billion. It seemed like it's going up to $2 trillion. That's horrible. That will definitely deflate the US dollar, depreciate the US dollar. The US dollar will lose its value. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin will expand in 90 days, not $1 million, but there will definitely something gonna happen soon. Professor was just the first. Blah, 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 only need another tripping point. Okay, so let's just agree on one thing. Bitcoin is not going $1 million because it's just too much. It's too crazy, and if that happened, it's actually bad news. Let me tell you something. Because the house you own now, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, that means the dollar just got destroyed. Let's just be honest. It might depreciate 10 times down. That means the DXY will just go down like insanely, like I don't know, will be destroyed. That's not good. Let's just be honest. That's not good news for anybody because if you own anything, we still use dollars, guys. That means that it will tank. We don't want to see that happening so fast. That's a destruction of economy. That's chaos. That's wars. That's just bad news. But we know that Bitcoin is going up. It's just going in the right direction. It's not going to be $1 million because that's bad news. That guy will lose the bit, but he's going to win a lot of other things. Bitcoin just goes up 100%, 200%, which is actually doable in such short time. He's going to make a lot of money, and he already made followers. So that's my take on that guy. And let's just get back to the charts. So that was my take on that guy. Smart guy, but I'm not gonna believe anything he says. It's not definitely going to $1 million. It's just a social media stunt. Thank you. Let's get back to our beautiful chart and see what's happening. And let's take a look also at what's happening here. Interesting things happening. And yeah, banks will 100%. Banks will fall like dominoes. Guys, the problem with banks, like that guy did mention some interesting things, like the Fed's lied. Now we know that they're not backed by any real money to global banks, not just the US banks. Like, don't think I'm against the US. I have nothing against the US. I'm definitely pro a globalized world, but let's just be fair. It's not just the US. The banks in general are just, it doesn't work anymore because these banks are backed by governments, and governments put laws. Yeah, good for you, good for everybody. But they have been doing wrong things. They've been giving interest rates. They've been printing money for no backed anything. It's just wrong. And yeah, they're gonna keep falling like dominoes. And the global vibe will be, okay, I'm taking my money from the bank. By the way, full disclaimer, I did that. I'm taking my money from the bank and putting other things. I'm putting in assets. I'm putting in crypto. I just don't keep my money in the bank anymore. And I just don't trust it anymore because I don't know what's going to happen, right? This bank I'm using now, it might go bankrupt anytime. And what's going to happen at that point? If they're gonna bail bank A, are they gonna bail bank B, C, D, E, all the way up to Z? I don't know about that. I have to be smart and just try to have some protection, self-protection. Okay. So get back to the chart in the weekly, the head and shoulder. I want to talk a little more about the head and shoulder. I did post an idea about the head and shoulder. I said, like, this is very easy to identify. I don't know how easy it can be than this, guys. We just want to see this weekly closing today because that's the weekly will close today. Okay, it closed above the 25, which is the K neckline. That's great. That's amazing. Also looking at the volume, and the volume here, the volume for the one that went all the way down. Went all the way down to create the head and shoulders was high. The volume forming the head, high. The volume of the one breaking, creating the right breaking the neck again from the right shoulder is also high. It's not as high the left shoulder. That's not perfect. It's perfect when that candle that candle has the highest volume. Okay, it's still high. Don't get me wrong. It's very high compared to the others, but it needed to be higher. Okay, this is the weekly. So we have multiple scenarios going on. If I want to be looking at the week will end today. Something crazy gonna happen before end of day, and this thing will boom go up to 30. Volume will go even higher. I don't think this might happen, and I'm gonna verify it from the astrology chart. Or we're gonna close here. That's another scenario. And the second candle will be around maybe that part, 27, maybe even that one will close around 26, 20, early 26. And we have another candle next week, which will explode around the inflation news, March 22nd. Or the third thing is that will be a fake out. This thing actually will go down, and that's the really improbable one. So the head and shoulders, it looks like a good head and shoulders. It need to see a high volume candle. That candle is high volume, but it's not the highest. So it's either that candle today gonna go all the way up, or we're gonna wait for another candle, which is the next week. If I go into the daily, it will be more easy to see. You also see a candle, the candle that broke the line, this one, it was the highest volume of this group, but it's not higher than the left one. Sorry, if it's not the higher than this one, which is broke the neckline the first time. So we definitely need another candle that is extremely powerful. We can see it here, March 22nd. Mark your calendar. You're already gonna hear so many news about the Fed interest rate. Things are happening, crazy things. So that's my take on the head and shoulder that a lot of people talking about. A very interesting head and shoulder. Okay. Best, the banks are backstopped by Federal Reserve, stopped by people who used to work on the Wall Street, 100%. Who talks to investment bank? Who do you think they're protecting? Well, a lot of people have their money there. Like, don't just forget that. If we are lucky enough to see that we don't have a lot of our money there, there's a lot of people have their money there. So a lot of lives on the stake. Families will be. Remember 2008? It was really bad. Like if you watch the movie Big Short, you can. Of course, it was overreacting emotions, but I'm sure it was even worse. Like, yeah, a lot of people gonna lose money and lose a lot of things, right? Best would be close of 27.5 or more, giving us direction toward 32. Okay, I honestly, let me just say it again. Looking at the head and shoulder, that is not a very convincing break of the neckline. I would love to see a bigger one. So we can definitely see it breaking a bigger one here, right? Like another big candle definitely need to go to the 30 and maybe even a little more. Okay, at the 30 zone. I'm waiting for a bigger one. It can be March 22nd. If not, then we can see this retracing a little back. So I don't think the break will be today. You know what I'm trying to say here? That's not convincing. It needs to be a bigger than that. It's either going to be today to end the week, or it's going to be another one in the next 5 days. So it's more probable around March 22nd. Okay, let's get back more to the okay, I want to pick the, yeah, let me get the one I love to use, the 2021. Nope, give me Bitcoin. Okay, give me the 4-hourly. Let's see what's going on. On the 4-hourly, that looks to me like a nice bullish wedge flag pennant, whatever you want to call it. If you come here and draw that, right? If you come here and you bring this, there's so many things here. Yeah, I want to just draw it's gonna, yeah, the triangle. Okay. If I come here, it looks like a bullish one. Like you can definitely, okay, it's not like that. Sorry. If I go a little up, here's a high, and here you go. Okay. So you can definitely see it going like that and boom, pulling up 100%. Looking at the MACD and the other oscillators, it's fine. Like it looks like a very small divergence, but it's not convincing. So no, I'm not thinking this is gonna be a sort of downtrend. So the oscillators look good. On the daily, it looks a little different. That's what a lot of people on YouTube keep talking about, because that looks like a bearish divergence, which is a higher high on the chart, a high, a lower high, and that kind of looks like a lower high, but it's not confirmed yet, right? Because here it didn't really confirm a high. If that goes a little up, then the divergence is canceled. But if it's lower than that, then yeah, it looks like a divergence. But I'm just, I want you to see this is already higher than that. So this relative to that, it already broke the bearish divergence. So a lot of people on YouTube are talking about this. It's not really bearish divergence, and I'm trying to explain why, right? Again, because yeah, here and here, that is definitely a bearish divergence, but it already created another like lower, a small mini micro lower trend, bearish trend, because you got a low, another low, another low. You already have 3 lows, so that should be convincing for you that that was actually, if you want to go for Elliott waves, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Come on. So we already did the correction with the bear dividend. So that's kind of a new one. I don't think this one, this high, is related to these two guys. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely their own thing. That's another Elliott wave information. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't honestly think it's a bear divergence. If you guys think otherwise, just let me know. Okay, that looks to me like a bullish trend, just similar to that one. So we can definitely see that one breaking now or taking a little while. And again, I want to see this breaking around March 22nd. Maybe a little more. Maybe going to do like this one, have a little break, then break a little more. Okay. So the chart looks bullish. The trading chart looks bullish to me. What about astrology, guys? Let's just take a look what's going on here now. Okay. Right now, the moon in Aquarius. A little bit, it's going to go to Pisces. It's changing energy. Pisces in general is just extremely not, it's not that bad, but at the same time, Pisces lies in the 8th house of Bitcoin. The 8th house of Bitcoin means banks, loans. That means, I want to just say something interesting. When Sun went to the 8th house, banks bankrupted, and actually Bitcoin went up. You can think about it like that. The 8th house is like banks in relation, loans and banks in relation to Bitcoin. That means people taking their money from the banks and the loans and giving it to Bitcoin. Funny enough, tell me in the chat if you actually did this. If you literally, when you heard the bankrupt news, you literally did that. You did react to this news, right? And it happened at the same time. You literally took your money from a bank, or you preferred to put your money in Bitcoin than paying your debt. You know what I'm saying? This astrology app, this is an app, it's called Astro Gold. You can buy it, that's fine. I think it's $100 a year, something like that, or 150 USD. I cannot just explain all of astrology right now. It's a whole different thing. You can watch me on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube, please, because I talk more about that. I'm going to be posting more, I don't know, like a series of teaching how to do things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just follow me on YouTube. Make sure to follow me. And yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys like quick, maybe shorts, videos, some hints how you want to get into trying to trade using astrology and of course the technical charts. But astrology is very powerful. Okay, I'm my own bank. Fuck the bank. Yeah, 100%. Like if the banks, man, like I've just been saying this. Please mark my words. I am definitely against the banks. They're not that good. They lost. Anyhow, Moon is in the 8th house. Is gonna go to the 8th house. That means more energy on. Into loans and banks with respect to Bitcoin. It's not very strong, but it will be, you might feel it. That's going to happen around the AM of tomorrow. I see today, if we get back to the chart, we want to see that weekly closing as is. I don't see an erupt happening now, right? But definitely see this closing here. I'm not seeing any bad thing happening. I'm not seeing any bad thing happening from here till end of this week, which is in a couple of hours. What's going to happen tomorrow? Well, it seems extremely positive to me. Like, it's really positive. Like, all this 8th house energy. The moon is in a good position. Venus is in a beautiful position in the Venus. Conjunct in the North Node. That's actually going to be an amazing, powerful energy for Bitcoin. It's just extremely positive. Tomorrow, I see it an extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Not extremely, sorry. I want to be specific. Bullish enough. Not extremely bullish. The crazy day will be March 22nd, because by March 22nd, we're going to have a better alignment, a better alignment here in astrology. At the same time, we have the big news, the Fed inflation rates. That's when I'm 100% bullish in Bitcoin. Okay. This is when I'm seeing this break into the 30K. So again, if I didn't take a look at that bullish pennant, I'll be like, okay, Bitcoin is going down, retracing 25. Because astrology says we remain as is. Astrology says we remain as is. I'm not seeing a shift in energy. I'm not seeing a shift in energy in the next couple of hours. That looks to me like it's just gonna consolidate till whatever, till something happens. Till something happens. So I don't think it's going down. I think it's gonna keep consolidating. Then it's gonna break up. Maybe tomorrow. Then it's gonna break insanely more up around the inflation rate news, right? That's what I'm thinking of. Let's see. Also of note, Fed is spread how to raise. This is bullish. Yes, of course it's bullish. There's also talk of a possible discussion of a Fed pause. If they do that, extremely bullish. Even S&P will go up. Even if they don't pause. If they mention possibility of pause, markets will react positively. Also, 100%. And I want to add to this. So you're talking about bullish for all markets, 100%. But Bitcoin now is doing something really awesome. Bitcoin, if markets are bullish, it becomes bullish. If markets are reacting in a bearish way, it stays bullish. Bitcoin is using any excuse to go up, because let's think of the global vibe now. We do not trust the old ways. We want any excuse to go with the new ways. So yeah, if we hear bullish news in all markets, Bitcoin will go up all the way, baby, all the way up. If we hear some bearish news for the markets, people will still use it as an excuse. Well, we don't trust the old ways. We want to get Bitcoin up. It's good for us because we are pro Bitcoins. We are the bulls, right? So in all ways, I want you just to be confident that any news at that time will be good news. Not kidding, guys. It's funny. It's funny. It's good to feel powerful like that. It's good to feel like you are actually in the winner's seat. Again, full disclaimer, I just want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that's gonna hurt anybody. Do not put all your money in one basket. Be reasonable, be smart. I didn't put all my money in Bitcoin. I am putting enough money that I afford to lose in Bitcoin. I trust it. That's not the time to move all my money. I'm definitely taking my money from banks, putting it in other things. I'm diversifying myself. You can go buy assets. You can go buy stuff. You can just go buy, I don't know, stuffy teddy bears, anything, but just don't keep your money in the banks. They suck. Again, full disclaimer, listen to what I say, use your mind and use your heart. Sometimes actually the heart is powerful, you know what I'm saying. Okay, one thing before I go, because I have stuff to do. It's a Sunday. Let's see. Yes, was following a very close correlation, broke that. That's what I'm saying. It broke now because it's their own monster now. Don't buy banks, 100%. That's definitely the one thing I gave you with 100%. Banks are literally dying. Do you know what they're dying? Before I go, there's some in astrology something also very powerful. Let's just talk about this now. Okay, before I go, one last thing, guys. One last thing might grab your attention. I changed it from daily to year. Okay, Pluto right now is in Capricorn. Pluto right now is in Capricorn. 29. That's the last degree, because in astrology you have 30 degrees. 29, that means only have 1 degree. Pluto takes so many years. Pluto is the sign, it's the furthest in our solar system. That means it has the longest cycle around sun. Okay, that's in just astronomical stuff. Pluto was in the first degree of Capricorn, 2008. Isn't that funny, guys? When Pluto switched signs from Sag to Capricorn, 2008, the financial system broke. Now Pluto just need a couple of months to switch to another sign, which is going to happen in early 2024. It's now breaking the financial system again. So it is related. It is related. And I have so many predictions when Pluto goes 2024 for 20 more years, but I'm not going to talk about it now. Everything at time. But I just want you to keep this in attention. Maybe go search about it. 2008 Pluto switches signs. Now Pluto is just on the last degree switching signs soon. So yeah, the banks are being destroyed by the shift in energy. You know what I'm saying? You think Bitcoin will fall at a few thousand tomorrow? No, absolutely no. I know if you just came a little late, but you can check the stream. I said absolutely that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna go a few thousand tomorrow. Worse, 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 worse. Because okay, weekly, let me just say it again. Weekly, we need to close above. It can close here, it can close there, but it needs to close above 25. If it doesn't close above 25, that's extremely bearish, by the way. That means, yeah, it can go a little down. So from a bearish point of view, yeah, you want to see closing before the 25, right? Today. Tomorrow, the worst case when it retraces, if it closes above today, that means it already broke the neckline with a chart, with a candle. That means it needs to, maybe the worst case scenario, retracing a little back around the 25. Okay? That's not few in my book. If you, the worst case scenario, it retraces around the 25.7, 25.9. But I don't think this is happening, guys. I honestly don't think this is happening. I think it will close here, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And the next week will be bullish, 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 bullish. Okay? Have a great day, guys. I have to go. And follow me on YouTube. Don't forget that. Follow me here on TradingView. And yeah, have an amazing time. Have fun times. Remember, you're here to have fun.